Hello, you're listening to Count Richard von Coudenhove Kalergi. Today is the 20th of December, and here's a couple of comments since my last video. It's very interesting to note that Fine Gael have distanced themselves from the comments of Verona Murphy, with Varadkar saying it wasn't in keeping with the political party, and sending his Bilderberg hatchet man Pascal Donoghue down to have a chat with her. So hopefully some of the other more nationalist parties might take this as an opportunity to get her on board. And I think it'd be a very good move if certain parties made approaches towards her and asked her, considering that she got close to 10,000 votes, and the difference, even though she came third, the difference between her and the person who came second was only 80 votes. I note Lisa Smith, it says now that she wasn't actually granted bail, but because some of the money that was needed for the bail wasn't actually put forward, so she will actually spend Christmas, a festival obviously she doesn't believe in, behind bars. But wouldn't it be an interesting situation to arise that if, under Charlie Flanagan, with the current legislation on hate speech, that she is allowed to walk the streets under presumption of innocent until proven guilty of being a member of a terrorist organisation, but yet if somebody was to confront her on the street or accuse her of being a terrorist, they could be charged under hate speech legislation, where they would be deemed guilty of the offence until they prove themselves innocent. I'd also like to add, with my interest in history, an event that took place during World War II, which involved a German fighter pilot and a bomber over Germany. The aircraft, the American B-17, was flown by a man called Charlie Brown and was attacked by no less than 15 aircraft and went into a very steep dive after some of the crew were critically wounded, unfortunately. But the pilot managed to rescue the plane about 1,000 feet above ground. Now, it was attacked, as I say, no less than 15 different aircraft and sustained serious damage. But on his way back in his crippled aircraft, he was approached by an ME-109 flown by a man called Franz Stigler, who flew up alongside the aircraft, and when he saw how badly damaged it was, he couldn't bring himself to shoot it down, and was mindful of, even though he had 27 victories himself, he was mindful of his commanding officer when he was in the North Africa campaign, that if you've heard of any pilots shooting at downed pilots in parachutes, that he would actually shoot them himself. So this sprung to mind, and what Stigler actually did is he flew alongside the aircraft. He tried to get it to turn in the direction of neutral Sweden, but through a few hand gestures anyway, he flew actually alongside the aircraft so close that it actually provided an escort of the crippled bomber out to the coast, and it landed in England. Now, that Canadian pilot was asked in the late 1980s had he ever had any unusual experience, and he relayed this story, and through historians doing investigations into it, discovered that the German pilot had actually left Germany and had resettled in Canada after the war. So in 1990, the two of them are actually reunited, which was an extraordinary experience, and were best of friends until both of them died within 6 months of each other in 2008. So I just thought I'd share that little story with you. So I hope you all have a very nice Christmas, and try and win any political battles that you start over the festive season. And if necessary, a Brussels sprout to the forehead usually gets people on board. So I wish you all a happy Christmas, and I thank all my subscribers for subscribing, and I look forward to reading your comments. And the Logos is rising. Good night and good luck.